Hey guys, I asked on Twitter and Instagram if people could ask me interesting questions that I could answer in a Q&A, and I feel like I got a good amount of questions back that I actually would like to answer. So I had a spare minute because Callie was falling asleep in my arms. Well, hey, she's just all cuddled in here. So I thought I'd just film a few questions now and hopefully it's quite interesting. So the first question was, what is my best baby buy? My best baby buy is the Graco swing. So when she was about like 3, 4, 5 weeks old, between that kind of bracket, she was really struggling to settle. Like, I just couldn't settle. I was carrying her around the house, I just couldn't put her down. So my mum bought us this Graco swing and it is the best thing ever. Like, I just can't even tell you how much it settles her. Originally we bought a mother care bouncer, so it made this like bouncy motion like this, and she just didn't like it. She wouldn't settle in it, whereas this properly swings. It has different settings from 1 up to 6, 1 being the slowest and 6 being the fastest, but that is literally like a roller coaster. She's gonna fly out of that thing on number 6. So we leave it on like number 3 or 4 and it just gently swings her to sleep. And that was just the best thing for when she was younger. She's getting a bit big for it now, but at the time that was amazing. And every now and then she'll sit in it. The second best buy, I know there shouldn't have a second, but is this playmat. We have this like octopus playmat that we've recently got, and for her age now, she loves it. It's got a little mirror on the top and she just absolutely loves it. I got that playmat online and I typed in, it's a Mamas and Papas octopus playmat. Just type that in on Google and you'll get like loads of deals and stuff. How do yours and Josh's parenting styles differ? I'm a very needy parent, so I like her attention all the time. I just want to love her, I want to interact with her, I want to make her laugh, I want her to just love me. So like when she's asleep, I miss her and I just stare at her and I'm like, I miss her, I want her to wake up. Whereas Josh can put her down and be like, she's fine, just leave her alone, she's asleep. So he's really good like that, whereas I'm a bit more needy and I just want to like bounce her on my knee and play games with her and stuff. Which is quite hard when she's this age, because she doesn't really want to do that. She kind of just wants to lie there and be fed and then sleep and then wake up and be fed. I think I'm more of a strict parent as well, so I kind of speak to her like she's an actual adult. Not in a mean way or anything, but like, for example, if she's crying, I'll be like, come on, Callo, no, we spoke about this. No, I'm not doing it anymore. No, you've already had a bottle, I'm not giving you any more. Josh is like, oh, baby girl, are you okay? Oh, baby girl, come on, it's okay. So he's super soft. So when she's a teenager and she wants to borrow money off us, I'm going to be the one that's going to be like, no, you're not having any. No, if you want money, go and get a job. Whereas Josh is going to be like, here's an extra £20 on top of the 60 I gave you earlier. That is definitely us, literally. I just want to be like respected as a parent. I was brought up to like respect my mum and dad. So like, I've always used really good manners, that I never answer my mum and dad back. I just want Callo to grow up with the same morals. I want her to use really good manners. I want her to respect me and Josh's parents. Yeah, I think maybe I'm a little bit of a stern parent. Maybe. I got asked what is the hardest thing about being a mum, and I think this is a really hard question to answer, because I think the one thing most people will want you to say is that the loneliness. But I'm going to be completely honest, I haven't been lonely, but I'm proud to say that, because I think it's good for mums to hear that it's not always lonely. Not all mums get lonely. I'm quite lucky though. I have a friend called Sammy with the 2 daughters, and I see her basically every single day. My best friend Harriet, she's due to have her baby soon. She goes on maternity leave next week. So I do have a lot of people around me. My mum only works nights, so she's free in the day if I ever need her. So I do have lots of people around me, but I also keep myself occupied. So I know a lot of people will want me to probably talk about loneliness of being a mum and how to get around that. And all I could really say to that is just getting out, go for coffee even though you don't want to go for a coffee, go for a walk even though the last thing you want to do is go for a walk. It really helps. So the actual hardest thing, to get on to the point, the actual hardest thing I've found is that I always have to entertain her. So I know that sounds really bad because I'm a mum and that's my job, but I just find it really hard that the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed, you're having to feed or make her laugh, bounce her on your knee, play with her in the playmat, do tummy time. You kind of don't get a minute where you're not there to entertain someone. I just find that quite difficult, because I'd love it to just be able to go on my phone for an hour and play a phone game, and I know that's really lame and like I shouldn't do that at the age of 23, but that's what I would love to be able to do. But instead, like, I've just got to constantly be an entertainer, And part of me doesn't mind because she's my daughter and I want to make her happy and smiley, but I just find that that's probably what I find the hardest. Ooh, this is a good one. What do you see yourself doing in 5 years' time? In 5 years' time, I would probably expect, well, she'll be 5 years old and 3 months. So I would probably expect to either be pregnant again or to have another baby already. I think we want 2 and that's it. That's our limit. I would love if YouTube was a part of my job, whatever my job may be. I would love it if I was earning a type of income from it, just so I could do it more. Now, that's not to say that I do YouTube for money, because I know a lot of people out there say they don't, but they actually do. And all they ever want is more likes and more subscribers, whereas that's not why I do it. We've been doing it for 2 years and I've never been paid a penny, and I've been doing it every week for 2 years. I do it because I love it. So it would just be great if my hobby turned into something I could earn money off of. I would love if I worked for myself as well. I'm starting a little venture with my friend Sammy, and I'm hoping if that kind of takes off and does well, we would be able to work for ourselves, and that would be great if that could happen within 5 years' time. I would like to be in a position where we were buying our house. That would be great. I would love to be able to own a dog by then. I would love to own a dog. We wish we could get one right now, but we can't. And the final thing, I would love it if in 5 years' time, Josh had kind of progressed even further in his career, because he is so amazing at what he does. If you don't already know, he's a graphic designer and he is one of the most talented people I actually know. He's so talented, like he's so good at art and he's so good at his job, and I would just love it if like he had been promoted like 2 or even 3 times within the next like 5 years. That would be great. Do you feel like you have found your roots now, or do you think you'll move again? We won't move from Stone until she's older, and the reason for that is because I would love to bring Callum up in Stone. I was obviously brought up here and I had a really, really good childhood. I feel like it was just a lovely place to be brought up. The only thing that I think Stone lacks is diversity. The majority of people around here are white. Not that there's a problem with white people, but I would just love it if she was surrounded by a bit more culture. And that's one thing I loved about going to London and living in London for 5 years, was because I got to learn about so many different cultures and got to meet people from all over the world. So if we do stay here for her to grow up in Stone, I would want to teach her about diversities and different cultures, because I think that's one thing I lacked with growing up here. But that's not to say we want to move. I just think her being able to play in the countryside, be 45 minutes away from Manchester, 45 minutes away from Birmingham, an hour and a half away from London, it's just a really nice place. You're pretty much central to everything, and it's just a really nice place. You know, it's a fairly safe place to grow up in, so I wouldn't see why I would want to take her anywhere else to grow up. But in terms of where me and Josh would like to live, we've always said we would love to move to Brighton. I would love to own a house in Brighton. I just love that city. I think it's just a great city. It's like seaside and city, isn't it? So just what's not to love? So to answer the question, going back to it instead of going off on a tangent, we'll stay here for at least another 18 years until she's older, but I would love to be able to move to Brighton one day and own houses abroad one day as well. So we will be on the move, probably just not for a very long time, unless something comes up, because obviously you can never predict the future. Side note to that though, Josh's company is actually based in America, and if he was to get a promotion that meant that we would be offered to go and move to America, we would move to America. I think we would end up in LA. I think that's where his office is. So I would definitely move to LA if it meant that it was gonna help Josh's career and he was gonna progress more. So you never know, we could end up in America. Actually, the spiritualist that my mum spoke to said that we were gonna end up in America. She said to my mum that your daughter's gonna end up living in LA. So that would be crazy if that spiritualist was right and we do actually move out there. What's the best thing about being a mummy? The best thing about being a mummy is having a little person that's a little half of you and a little half of your partner, and you see qualities of yourself in her, you see qualities of your partner in them, and you just have this little thing that you love more than anything in the world. Like, there's nothing like it. You can't explain the love you have. And you have a little sidekick as well. Like, she's my little sidekick. Like, I want her to be 4 and running down the garden with me and painting and baking cakes, and, you know, I just love that I've got this little thing that's mine. And I hate saying that because I don't own her, but she's my daughter, you know, and I can love her and teach her things and show her the world. I think that's the best thing about being a mom, just having this little person who's yours to look after and you're responsible for. And also it is like, I mean, this is so bad, everyone's probably gonna hate me for saying this, but like having a little girl's like having a doll. I love it so much. It's like a little doll that you can dress up and like make pretty and pink. It's so cute. I just love it. What's not to love about having a baby girl? It's nothing. She's so cute. This isn't a mummy related question, which all the other ones have kind of been mummy related. How often do you dye your hair? I dye my hair now a lot less than I used to. I used to dye my hair every like 2 weeks. Now I dye my hair every 5 to 6 weeks. I try and make big gaps between how often I dye it. But one thing that keeps that vibrance and the brightness in my hair is I use Bleach London hair dye and mix it with my shampoo and conditioner every other time I wash my hair, and it just adds a vibrancy. So I use it a bit like shampoo, and it just really adds the vibrancy, so it kind of like stains your hair instead of dye it. But that works for me anyway. I have to look after my hair now because if you didn't know already, when I lived in London I was a hair model for a few companies. So Mahogany, I did one job for Vidal Sassoon, Schwarzkopf, I did a job for L'Oreal, and then I did a few jobs for my friend Robert Kirby. He's an amazing hairdresser if you live in London, by the way. But yeah, I did a few, I used to work as a hair model on the side, and my hair got ruined, absolutely ruined, like just from all the hair dye. It was just, I was crazy colours all the time and crazy cuts all the time. So I just really try and look after my hair now and not dye it or straighten it as much. What are things you feel like you have to do with Callow as she gets older? If we're talking about places, she has to go to, not Alton Towers, that's really lame, I wasn't meant to say that. Disney World. She has to go to Florida Disney World. I mean, it's the most magical place on earth. I love it. I really want to travel the world with her. I want to go on holidays at least every single year with her like I did as a kid, but go to all different places like Tokyo, Florida, Bali, Australia, just so many different places. And I want to teach her about all these different cultures and show her the world. I think they're probably the main points that I feel like I have to do with her. Like, they're just things that I really want to do with her, and I know I will. So they're probably the main ones. How many children do you think you will end up having? I think we'll end up having just 2. Me and Josh don't want any more than 2. We've spoke about it so many times. I would actually just be happy with just having Callow, to be honest. But it would be nice for her to have a sibling. I love my brothers more than anything in the world. Corey and Finley, my 2 younger brothers, like, are my little angels. I'd do anything for them. And I've loved having brothers. So it would be a shame if they didn't, it would be a shame if she didn't have siblings. So I would like to have 1 more, but we've both said we would not want 3. That's something we wouldn't want. It's okay, beautiful. She has night terrors like me. So that's my Q&A. I know that wasn't many questions, but it's because I blab on, so I thought choose like 7 or 8 questions that I could answer that were quite interesting. Let me know if you've liked this video, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, whatever you want to do. It's just really nice to get feedback from the videos, and I've had a few messages recently from people online saying, loved this video, or this was really interesting, I've rewatched this, and that's really encouraging. Like, I can't tell you how encouraging it is to get little messages. So if you have enjoyed this, let me know, and I will see you all in our next video. Bye! Say bye, Callow. Bye!